Second qualifier of many, and we got a lot more to go through at this point as well. Thank you for joining us this morning on the cast. I'm Rifkin, of course, casting with Zombie Grub, and spawning in the bottom right corner of the map, it's going to be the barcode, question mark? No, it's the blue Protoss Shadown.
Neighbor left as the orange Protoss, it's Roots Rotterdam.
I'm pretty sure that just simply says Rotterdam. It'd be kind of rude for you to introduce Root wrongly.
Would I be just introducing Rotterdam incorrectly?
Oh, there you go. Whatever, nailed it. So, Rotterdam, by the way, guys, we talked a little bit of this about in the lobby. I think you're actually not allowed to use a barcode, but this guy agreed to like rename his account after the game or something to this extent. I don't know. Roddy was cool with it, though, because he got him to verify through Twitter. So, while this guy might be a barcode, I guess he's totally super legit on who he is. Roddy making a quick note before the game too, saying that this guy's actually beaten players like Hanfi amongst others, so he's not too bad when it comes to some of the other matchups, but we'll see how PvP is. Because Rotterdam, what I love about Rotterdam, right, is not only is he like incredibly knowledgeable, he's totally willing to play cheesy. And for that, I've got just the utmost respect. Me, personally, I know you're not in the same boat, but we'll see if he decides to do something really gross, like a 3-gate all-in, or if he decides to play this game out. I mean, I'm not sure what Rotterdam's goals are, but it would be really cool to see him or Nathanius like in, you know, Challenger League or something. Well,
it'd be awkward for Nathanius, I guess, because he would participate in the U.S. qualifiers and then cast the U.S. Challenger.
What if Rotterdam qualified through Europe and Nathanius qualified through Challenger, and they're like, well, we don't got any casters based for TV. What are you doing for Challenger League? And I'll be like, oh, what do you know? Nothing. Oh, we're totally available.
Yeah, that'll happen.
So with that, we got to root for Rotterdam a little bit harder. But no, actually, I think it would be cool, though, if they did... I mean, like, these are the two player casters, right? A lot of the other folks, like us who cast the game, we don't play the game super for serially. We're not GMs on the top ranking or anything like that. But Roddy and Nate, they're both so good at the game. Rotterdam, again, especially has been playing for a very long time. Would love to see him do well. But we'll see how far he goes today, guys. There's a lot of good players in this bracket. It's a lot of good matches to be had. And this is the first of many.
Now, I believe Rotterdam's best matchup is his PvP, from what little I've seen of his stream and like his tweets about how his win records are going. I just seem to recall like he won like 6 out of 6, you know, PvPs and like, you know, like 0 out of 6 PvTs, something like that. They don't like versus Terran. That's all I know.
Yeah, so, some people just have that vice, man. Euthermal comes to mind.
Well, I think it's that Protoss versus Terran thing. Terrans don't like versus Protoss, Pros don't like versus Terrans. Yeah, but I know for a fact he's complained about dealing with Terran before, but in PvP, this is his best chance to win, you know, against the GM who's taken down a couple of notable names. At least it's a matchup that he's good in.
Well, not going for a Stargate. I'm really I just questioning what tech path Roddy's going to take, right? Because his opponent is starting Blink Up. And for Rotterdam, you know, there's not a third gateway. He didn't dump all of his chronos into that cyber core. You know, he got his probe saturated really nicely, but he does have a lot of stalkers on the field. So if he is just going to go super aggressive with this, it's only going to be off of 2 gateways. It's nothing super insane.
Oh. Now we do have a Twilight Council. Now Barcodes here is a lot faster Blink, if that is what Rotterdam was going to do. The Militia Corps does scout this. It's a nice scout, but it does have to recall, and this will not have posted an overcharge.
Yeah, the question is, like, is really getting 4 probe kills worth it? Maybe the Sentry? Oh, if it gets the Sentry, maybe that's going to be worth it. Roddy, please. He's busy microing on the other side of the map. Pylon goes down for him, directly in that mineral line, too. Blocks at the probe pole with it. Probes have to go all the way around the mineral line, all the way around the structures. That's actually kind of cool to see. And both players bleeding out a lot of probes, but I guess the Mothership Core not quite getting the same trades. Warping a couple stalkers at home, does force it to recall. But Rotterdam's kind of on a rampage. Blink's not done just yet, and he does have a pretty nice advantage. If that Mothership Core stays here, it's going to get picked off. Warping in does leave you a little bit vulnerable. Oh, his pylon right there, though.
Right, like it's completely useless. I don't think a warp gate finished until like just now. So we have 2 zealots warping in.
Well, they do go straight to the mineral line. Yeah. But this is the problem, right? He's only working after 2 gateways. If he had 3 gateways, I think Rotterdam crushes what his opponent's done here. But unfortunately, it ended up being a less aggressive opener than you would expect. But still, consistently warping in more zealots. Kind of a bit of a cheesy factor here. He's taking a probe lead. Probe's getting a little bit low, almost gets the Mothership Core.
I mean, the probes really are getting quite low, now down to 16. Does the Stalker here, but might get the Mothership Core. He's not gonna focus
That
it down,
Zealot.
focusing on the Stalker.
That Zealot's getting a lot of swings on those Stalkers, though. Something that would not normally happen. Good snipe on that other Stalker. Rotterdam going to pull back once again. But if Shadow decides to chase, this leaves the mineral line open once again. One Zealot here, one Zealot there.
Oh,
this is awesome. I guess the mothership core now too. I've never seen anyone do this, by the way. But the way the pylon is blocking out the mineral line is so perfect. You can't pull probes away from this very easily. It's really hard to maneuver around what's going on. And Rotterdam takes a huge probe lead through this. He's not even behind. He doesn't have blink, and that sucks. With a robo on the way and a couple of immortals, there's just no way Shadow gets the counterattack that we would expect to win that game.
Yeah. Well, of course, Rotterdam did skip his own mothership core. So if there was a counterattack, I mean, he would be quite defenseless until he had a couple more warp-ins so the immortal could get out. But it looks like, what was it, Shadown? His name? Yeah, Shadown is not going to go for it. He's only on, well, I know he has 3 gateways. He has blink. I feel like you can't always go for it because you're going to have that blink, even if, well, I don't know. You know, Rotterdam's about to finish up here, so maybe this is going to be mistimed. It's dangerous.
But this is exactly what I was referring to when we started this game. When I said Rotterdam's willing to be a little more aggressive, you can verify whether it's cheesy or not by your own merits, but it did get him a big lead in this game. This is like we see Zerg player 10 pull another. Now, the question is, of course, whether he can follow this up. That's really what makes and breaks the good players in StarCraft 2. You know, can you take advantage of that lead you've gotten? You know, Shadow is chroning out a ton of probes. His own robo just finishes up, and it's not like Roddy slapped down a natural while this was going on. He couldn't. He needed to get his immortals out.
I mean, honestly, if he just warped in 2 more Stalkers, he'd be able to deal with Shadow's push here and actually may be able to blink on top of the Stalkers as they're blinking back in a micro sense. Maybe Rotterdam notices it now. He does have the immortal. Yeah, just blink forward.
Yeah, he's going to pick these off. He's got his own blink as well. He can give chase if he wants. Catches some with Stalkers over here. I forgot he put a pylon in the middle of the map during that previous engagement, so he gets almost all the Stalkers. Might get the last one with one more blink. He just needs a couple of shots. Oh, no, he's going to intercept over here. Blink for blink. Roddy perhaps televisioning a little too hard, though. Don't go for this one Stalker. There's a whole base over here.
I mean, I thought he was saving up for a Nexus. He's getting around 400 minerals again, but gonna try and deny his opponent's Nexus if that was Shadow's plan. And there is his own.
This game, like, okay, so Roddy's not gonna have an easy time getting up this ramp due to the force field. That being said, the amount of pressure coming, I don't know that you can buy enough time to get 3 immortals out to actually fight, to get the required defense to stop what Rotterdam's bringing. And as you just mentioned, like, hell, Roddy could just contain this. He could just soft contain this and continue expanding his lead. But I do think he's got a bit of a kill move. Tries to get that high ground vision. Perhaps a hallucination over Guardian Shield would have been preferable. Either way, I mean, there's so much here. The numbers game, right?
Yeah, but with a second immortal and maybe a couple of zealots warped in, we have a couple of stalkers actually being warped in on the backside, wary of the blink stalker jump in. Then blinking on top of that for Rotterdam would be quite risky. Now that this Prexy pylon is up, he's going to start warping in more stalkers.
I like that he sends just the stalkers in first as well. They've got the ability to blink away. Had the force field gone down,
very nice.
Had it cut them
very
up.
Nice.
Oh, base at that overcharge.
Just bring up all the rest of your units. Like.
I like that he's playing it safe. I like that he's playing it careful. He doesn't know how much that overcharge is going to really break. He could have definitely gotten that immortal if he wanted to be a little bit greedy for it, but still, it's 2 immortals versus what is way too many blink stalkers. A couple of zealots mixed into this, just chip away for days, and I mean, that one immortal's got no shields. He's got to focus on the robo. He says, yo, Shadow, when you're going to fight me or you're going to lose your robo. Now, maybe targeting this down might not be the right move, but he does
Shadowin
take
did
out.
Try and send his blink stalkers across the map. I thought they were protecting against Rotterdam's blink stalkers, but I guess he was lining up for this counterattack. Going to take a lot of probes with him, but he's going to kill probes, but he's going to lose his own base.
Yeah, the photon overcharge did a great amount of damage, but sadly it's out. Rotterdam waited the perfect amount of time, went in, took a little bit of damage, sure, but there's just no way warp-ins are going to work. And if it comes down to a base trade, just real talks here, the immortal, the photon overcharge back at home, I mean, there's just no way for Shadow to win this game, I don't think.
No.
Just have the money to build an Nexus elsewhere, but that's beside the point.
I was going to say even if he worked in Zealots. Well, Stalker's going to win against that.
Roddy hype! It's going to take a very awesome game 1.